Welcome to CINEPRO, where we bring your favorite movies back to life with quick recaps, hidden details, and everything you missed. Our movie Cocaine Bear starts with a man named Andrew, who is riding a private plane. He throws a red bag out of the plane, and the bag is full of cocaine. He puts on a parachute and takes the last bag to jump from the plane. But as he jumps, his head hits the door, he passes out, and falls. At that moment, there are two mountain climbers, Kato and his friend Elsa, who are having a good time and aiming to reach the top of the mountain. They actually reach the summit, and Elsa is taking pictures of the beautiful views from above. Suddenly, they are surprised by a big black bear. They notice the bear is acting strangely and banging its head against a tree. Kato tells Elsa not to be afraid, but the bear grabs her and suddenly appears in front of them with white powder on its face, meaning the bear ate the cocaine that fell from the plane. They both try to escape, but suddenly Kato falls to the ground and the bear attacks Elsa and kills her. Luckily, Kato escapes. The next day, the police Andrew's body and a bag containing 31 kilos of cocaine, worth millions of dollars. We see and hear news reports saying that large quantities of cocaine were dumped in the forest. The anti-narcotics department says cocaine causes agitation and can make a person kill anyone. Detective Bob arrives at the scene and identifies the body as Andrew, a drug dealer who works for a big drug lord named White, smuggling cocaine into America. Although there was no cocaine on the crashed plane, Bob is sure there are quantities of cocaine thrown from the plane at a specific agreed-upon location, and then the plane is blown up to mislead the police. Meanwhile, the drug lord is sitting with his right-hand man David, telling him the police found a body and asking David to take his son John to search for the drugs Andrew threw from the plane. David meets John and agrees to search for the cocaine. But John is very sad and crying because his wife died of cancer and he feels guilty, thinking he caused her death. David convinces him, and they agree to search for the cocaine and make a good deal. On the other side, Bob takes his car and goes to the place where he believes the cocaine fell. At the same time, we see the little girl Dee Dee, who has a talent for drawing and lives with her mother Lisa, a nurse. Dee Dee asks her mother to spend the weekend at the waterfalls area because she wants to draw the waterfalls, but her mother refuses because she is very busy. Dee Dee decides to go to the waterfalls while her mother is away, and her friend comes over, and they head to the waterfalls. A little later, Lisa returns home and is surprised when the school calls her to inform her that Dee Dee is absent. She finds Dee Dee's bag in the garden with a map of the forest area, and Dee Dee has marked the location of the waterfalls. Lisa realizes Dee Dee must have gone to the waterfalls and takes her bike to look for her. Meanwhile, Dee Dee and her friend have entered the forest and accidentally find a packet of cocaine on the ground. Dee Dee tries to taste it to see what it's like. At that moment, they notice strange movements around them and find another packet of cocaine that someone has opened and taken from. Suddenly, a black bear appears with cocaine on its face, becomes agitated, and starts attacking them. On the other side, Lisa arrives at the forest ranger Jesse's house with her friend, asking for help to find her daughter. They go out together to search for Dee Dee. While walking in the forest, they see a bear's den and are warned about the dangerous bear. Suddenly, they hear a strange sound, so Lisa quickly hides behind a tree. The bear attacks Jesse and Beta, but Jessie pulls out her gun and shoots at the bear. The bear runs and falls into a pile of cocaine, which gets all over its body and clothes. The bear then attacks Jessie and injures her leg, but luckily she escapes. Beta climbs a tree next to Henry's tree, but the problem is the bear climbs Henry's tree to reach him and is about to kill him. Beta keeps resisting, but because Beta's clothes have cocaine on them and the bear is addicted, it goes crazy, climbs down, and attacks Beta, killing him. At that moment, Lisa tells her friend to come down quickly and takes advantage of the bear being distracted to escape. The friend tells her the bear is affected by the cocaine in the area, which is causing its agitation, but Lisa is only concerned about finding her daughter. He describes the place where the bear took her. David and John arrive at the ranger's house. David goes in to use the bathroom, but is surprised by 3 young men who try to rob him. He beats them up one by one, but gets stabbed in the back. John comes in to check on him and finds the men piled up in the bathroom. They are surprised to find a box of cocaine with one of them. They wake up one of the guys, Patchy, and ask him where the cocaine is. He tells them he hid the rest in the watchtower in the forest. They take him with them to show them the cocaine. But when they arrive, Patchy is surprised the cocaine is gone. David threatens him, thinking he's lying. But suddenly Bob appears at the watchtower with the bag of cocaine, threatening to kill them and asks David to touch his weapon. David bends down to grab the weapon, but Bob shoots and cuts off his fingers. Suddenly the bear appears. John and Patchy pretend to be dead, but the bear isn't interested in them because it's addicted and looking for cocaine. It goes to John, who passes out, and the bear falls on top of him. They think the bear is dead, but when David drops a packet of cocaine, the bear smells it, wakes up, and starts dancing and playing with John. Bob realizes the bear is addicted and throws a packet of cocaine into the air to attract the bear's attention, then throws another one far away. At that moment, Bob gets shot in the stomach and is surprised because he wasn't shot with a pistol. It was White who did it, coming to take the cocaine. Patchy escapes in fear, while John is upset with what his father did. He's still alive and throws the bag of cocaine to the bear, which takes it and walks away. We understand that the bear took it for its cubs. On the other side, the gang asks Bob about the bag, and he tells them the bear took it. They are surprised to find out that Beta works with White and are shocked, so she goes with them to search for the cocaine. On the other side, Jessie arrives at her house and finds Zaman and Patch sitting there. She calls the ambulance, and they are surprised by a knock on the door. Jessie asks someone to open the door and prepares to kill the bear. Indeed, the bear is at the door, and Lisa tries to kill it, but she ends up letting out the reporter who opened the door. The bear escapes and climbs onto the roof of the house, and Jessie follows its movements. The problem is that the other guy stands in front of the door, and suddenly the bear extends its hand and crushes his head. After a while, the ambulance arrives with a man and a woman inside. They try to enter and are shocked to see bodies and blood everywhere. The nurse sees Jessie and is very scared. On the other side, the paramedic enters the bathroom and finds the bear in front of him, so he quietly closes the door again, but the bear surprises him, knocks the door onto him, and tries to kill him. Luckily, the bear sees a red bag and realizes it contains cocaine, so he leaves the paramedic and heads toward it. The nurse and Jessie get in the ambulance, and the paramedic runs after them and jumps into the vehicle. The problem is that the bear doesn't leave them and tries to reach them by any means. He actually jumps into the ambulance and kills the paramedic. Jessie falls and dies, and the ambulance crashes into a tree, killing the nurse. On the other side, Lisa is still searching for her daughter and finds Keto, whom we saw at the beginning of the film, and he is sad about his girlfriend. Lisa asks him about her daughter, and he knows where she is. He takes them to a cave in the forest, which turns out to be the bear's den, and tells them that the bear is female and has cubs. Lisa takes a flashlight from him to enter the cave and finds the cocaine bag, but the bear cubs are inside the bag, snorting lines and totally high. She's surprised to find her daughter there, so she takes her, and they try to escape before the bear arrives. They enter deeper into the cave and find an opening and get out through it. At that moment, White and his gang arrive and find a dismembered body in front of the cave. When they enter, they find the cocaine bag, but Detective Heba is scared and doesn't want to continue with them. The problem is that White tries to kill her, but David stops him and lets her go. They continue into the cave and reach the waterfall opening, where they find a hanging cocaine bag and see Lisa and the children. She tells them that she's a mother and asks them to let her go, but they say no one will leave until they get the cocaine bag. John tries to grab the bag but can't. At that moment, the bear arrives, and the bear cubs are now addicted and sniffing for any hit. They attack White because he has the cocaine bag. White panics and makes a gun for John, but Lisa takes the gun and threatens them so she and the children can leave. At that moment, the bear roars because it is worried about its cubs. In that moment, Lisa acts quickly and jumps with the children into the waterfall. The bear comes down after them, but White shoots at it. David and John are scared and jump into the waterfall too, and the bear follows them but lands on a nearby rock and passes out. At that moment, White tries to reach the bag, but some cocaine falls onto the rocks and opens up, and a quantity falls onto the bear. The bear sniffs it, wakes up, and calmly approaches White, attacks him, and the bear cubs ate him. David is injured, and since Lisa is a nurse, she helps him, and they all return together with her daughter back to her house. At that moment, she meets John and David and tells them she won't report them. After that, we see Patch with a cocaine bag, getting into a car full of sheep and hiding the bag among them. But then he gets out again and takes it because he remembers what happened to the bear from the cocaine and is afraid the sheep will chase him. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell to get more new videos. See you next time.